Hey guys, so I wanted to address the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant on my TikTok page. I posted a video of me just sitting on the train talking with the caption that I want to leave Canada back to Jamaica because I'm so unhappy here. And I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about why I want to leave Canada. Basically, I posted another TikTok video after that and I deleted it because I was like, you know what, I just want to talk more about this specific topic because it blew up and I never thought that that video specifically would blow up in the way that it did.
So a lot of my friends and family, particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience being in Canada, because they want to make the transition. Now, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and start your family, feel free. Don't let this discourage you. But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the last almost 6 years, and Canada has been, it's different from after COVID. Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas, and I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes down to taxes.
Brothers, have you ever dreamed of moving to a new country for a better life? A place with universal health care, stunning landscapes, and endless opportunities. For many people, that country is Canada. We've all seen the documentaries and the pristine travel vlogs, but what if the reality is completely different? What if the dream of a better life isn't quite what it seems? 2 days ago I made a video about Canada, and today we're about to take a deep dive into another unexpected realities of living in Canada, particularly from the perspective of an immigrant who has seen it all. We'll explore the economic pressures, the social challenges, and the truth about the famous free healthcare system. This is not just about statistics. We're going to talk about personal stories that shed light on a very real experience. So if you're considering to move to the Great White North or just curious about what's really happening there, you'll want to stick around because you're going to learn something from this. But before that, kindly make something insightful for us here by liking by hitting the like button, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to comment your thoughts and experience down below in the comment section. And guys, don't forget to subscribe so that we become a family, we become a community. It will help us grow a lot. Now, good people, I have a couple of clips here I want you to watch, then I'll be back to discuss everything with you.
Hey guys, so I wanted to address the elephant in the room, or rather the elephant on my TikTok page. I posted a video of me just sitting on the train talking with the caption that I want to leave Canada back to Jamaica because I'm so unhappy here. And I just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about why I want to leave Canada. Basically, I posted another TikTok video after that and I deleted it because I was like, you know what, I just want to talk more about this specific topic because it blew up and I never thought that that video specifically would blow up in the way that it did. It currently has about 33,000 views and over 600 comments of persons talking about the experience that they have. And I felt very validated. I felt like, oh my God, there's so many other persons that feel exactly the way that I do, and I just want to talk about that. So I'm going to do that while I do my skincare, which is why my face looks so dry. I already washed my face and I'm just going to use my The Ordinary. So guys, for those of you that do not know, and most of you wouldn't know because I don't post too much of my personal stuff on TikTok. I do that more so on YouTube. I have a YouTube video, I'll link it in my comments. But I came to Canada in August of 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And I have been here in Toronto for almost 3 years. So August this year will be 3 years. So to be honest, I haven't been in Canada for that long, but let me tell you, I want to leave. I want to leave. I am tired of it. and these are the reasons why. So the first thing is that the depression and my mental health has severely declined since moving to Canada. I've never had this issue before in Jamaica, and I believe the reason for that is just because Canada is a big place. So I'm going to talk specifically about Toronto, but it's very lonely here, especially if you made the move by yourself. It's very lonely. It's difficult to make friends, and even with friends, there is just not that community, that there is not that camaraderie that you have and feel like back home, like if you're from a small island, you know. So it's like really lonely here. People are very much like, you know, focused with the blinders on. They don't really see you. You know, people don't see you. People don't really stop to talk to you on the road. I don't know what it is about North America or just specifically Canada, but it gets very lonely here, and I think for me that was one of the biggest things. The second thing is, before I get into that, I'm going to tell my stories with my CeraVe. The second thing is that the weather compiled with the loneliness makes it even harder, and also the weather will exacerbate certain health issues that you know may have had, but it didn't really manifest itself until, you know, you moved. So 6 months out of the year, it's winter here. The seasonal depression is a real thing, and it's just hard. You're inside all the time. You're not getting vitamin D. You're not getting any sun. And then with the, you know, just the fact that people are really not, you know, close-knit. People don't really talk to you. You don't really have a community here. I feel like you have to be here for years to really develop a community, and you'll never really feel like you belong, if that makes sense, as an immigrant. Like, you're here but you don't really feel like you belong. I feel that sometimes. So the weather, the loneliness, and a very important thing, the cost of living. I kind of feel like, and listen, take everything that I'm saying with a grain of salt. I should have made a disclaimer. This is my experience. This is how I feel. And I don't want anybody coming for me. But I kind of feel like I was sold something that's not really, oh my God, that's not really how it is. Like, I was sold a dream. I thought that Canada was a particular way. And then when I came here, I felt like I was ripped off. I felt like it was kind of a scam. And granted, things have changed significantly and drastically over the past few years, especially after the pandemic. But boy, when I tell you, the cost of living here is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Rent prices right now in Toronto average $2,000 to $2,500 for one bedroom, $2,500. And when you compare that to the average wage that person's making in Toronto, which is around $45,000 to $50,000, that makes no sense. An average person in Toronto, an average single person living here will never be able to purchase their own home, and that's a fact. And even if you have a partner, it still would be very, very difficult, and you're going to be house poor. Food prices have risen significantly, and granted, that is there. That's present everywhere right now because of inflation, but coupled with the rising rent prices and just like overall cost of living, just to live, right? It's crazy. So I feel like at this point, like, I made the move for like to get a better life and new opportunities and stuff like that. And to me, it's like, it's not really working out the way I thought that it would be. So I'm like, why am I here? The point of all of this was to come to make a better life, like to be able to afford certain things that I wouldn't necessarily be able to afford if I was in Jamaica. But honestly, it's just not giving. I'm gonna put on sunscreen. So another one of the things that made me really want to move back to Jamaica rather, is just because of the fact that it's also difficult to find a partner. The dating scene really sucks, and when I tell you it is difficult, I've actually done research on why it is so difficult to date in Toronto, or just the pool. The pool is empty. I don't know what people are in the pool, but the people them don't make no sense. That's all I have to say about that. It's really difficult to date here and to like find a partner if you are single, and you know that adds to just the loneliness, the sadness, the depression, whatever. Taxes are really high, and that adds to like the overall cost of living. And yeah, like for the most part, I feel like those are the main reasons why it's like so difficult to be here and to adjust and to like see myself here in the long term. Granted, like I am trying my best to be here and to live and to like explore and to experience everything that this city, this country has to offer, and take advantage of the benefits. So with that being said, I mean, I'm still here obviously, but I feel like in the long term, like Canada may not be for me, and those are some of the reasons why. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to take every single thing that Canada has to offer, every benefit, every opportunity that comes my way. I'm going to take it until such time I'm ready to leave. So I hope you guys, for the persons that commented that they were feeling the same way, go and hold the faith. You know, just try to stay motivated, try to stay positive, try to meet people, try to go out as much as possible, especially now in the summertime. That's what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you guys so much again for the love and also the support on that video, and I'll see you guys.
So a lot of my friends and family, particular in Jamaica, asking me what is my experience being in Canada, because they want to make the transition. Now, this video is not to discourage anybody from coming to Canada. If you feel like Canada is a place that you want to come and live and, you know, start your family, feel free. Don't let this discourage you. But I want to share the realities of Canada. I've been here for the last almost 6 years, and Canada has been, it's different from after COVID. Canada has changed significantly in a number of areas, and I'll speak to some of the areas that I think Canada changed a lot in. When it comes down to taxes, Canada, I think, have one of the highest taxes in the world. So the more money you earn, the more tax you pay in Canada. It's like the higher you climb, is the higher the government take money out of your pay. So you're paying, as I'm up to 47% of your income in Canada that goes to tax. So it's very, 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 very tax heavy in Canada. The other thing that I noticed in Canada is that after COVID, the price of food went right through the doors. Like literally, you can go to supermarket with 100 Canadian dollar and you come out back with absolutely nothing. Just two, probably, if you get 2 bags with $100, you get a lot. Food over the last 2 years, particularly 3 years, skyrocket high. The cost of living versus what you're getting for your pay, what you're getting for to buy for food, absolutely ridiculous. The other thing is rent. Now, Canada have this. So before COVID, you could get a 2-bedroom for like 1,100 Canadian dollars, $1,200. Now, after COVID, the same apartment, the apartment that I live on, I got my apartment before COVID, so I got in a very comfortable rate for a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, I have some friends who moved from Jamaica, and there are some vacancies on this apartment, and they live here, and they're paying $1,800 for the same 2-bedroom. And when they move, the landlord charging $2,200 for the same 2-bedroom. So rent in Canada, it's very, very, very expensive. When you talk about the healthcare, now Canada have free healthcare because they use the taxes that we pay to provide free healthcare. But when you go to the hospital, it's like it's no different from an underdeveloped country where you're waiting hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Like literally you're waiting for 8 hours. You go to the hospital from 7 a.m. in the morning, you're not getting through, and I kid you not, you're not getting through until around maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. That's when you actually get to see a doctor, because there is a shortage in the healthcare workers. There is no doctor, and you can't go to a private doctor. You can't say, all right, you have your money, so you're gonna go to a private doctor. Canada not deal with private doctor. The rich, the poor, everybody goes to one hospital. Furthermore, you can't even get a family doctor. There's a 6 months waiting list to even get a family doctor here in Canada. The other challenge with the reality of Canada is, honestly, Canada boring. Canada boring. There is nothing to do. It's good when you have like your own community, that you can have that level of culture. You know, you have your Jamaican community, you have the other ethnic groups who have their community. Community is big. If you don't have a community in Canada, man, Canada is boring. Now have nothing to do. So I'm grateful that here we form a nice little community where people can display culture, you can talk your language, you can cook your food, and you just feel Jamaican. Without that being present, Canada boring. So a lot of people just work in Canada and save them money so that they can travel to different countries. That's what I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like me, I can't stay 12 months in Canada. It's not possible. It's not possible. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Canada is still good in some instances where, you know, the crime and violence is not as bad. They have good gun laws, but overall, if you're not a strong person, if you don't have community and you don't have the support, Canada is very, very depressing. And I'm grateful to be here, and I'm not discouraging anybody from coming. You can come and you may find it to be good. The other thing is I want to mention is that with this current government, what they're doing, they're reversing a number of the immigration programs that they had for people to get easy access in Canada. So a lot of temporary residents, a lot of people going back to their countries. Trust me, if you do the research right now, a lot of people going back to their countries because people just cannot afford to live in Canada anymore, or the government make it so difficult for persons now to obtain permanent residence in this country. But still grateful to be here, but I just wish things will change soon. That's just my reality of Canada.
Welcome back, and I hope those clips gave you a lot to think about. The person in that video was incredibly honest, and the experience highlights some of the stark realities many people face in Canada. Today, it is a country often seen as a utopia, but for a growing number of people, the reality is a lot more complex. Let us break down some of the key points they made. The first and most immediate challenge is economical. The speaker described the cost of living as ridiculous, and it is not hard to see why. The sources that have shown us that Toronto, a one-bedroom apartment can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $2,500 a month. Compare that to the pre-COVID era when a two-bedroom apartment could be found for around $1,100 to $1,200. That's a staggering increase. And it is not just rent. Food prices have also skyrocketed high to the point of $100 Canadian to buy a very little, you know. So when you look at the average income in Toronto, which is around $45,000 to $50,000, these numbers paint a grim picture. After taxes, much of that income goes directly to housing and food, leaving little for anything else. And this makes homeowners hip an almost impossible dream for the average single person. Even for couples, it is a monumental struggle, you know. It is a situation that can leave people feeling house poor, meaning a majority of their income is spent just keeping a roof over their heads. Then there are the taxes in Canada, which are known, Canada is known for some of the highest taxes in the world, with some individuals paying up to 47% of their income. This progressive tax system means that the more you earn, the higher tax it goes. While these taxes fund social programs, the high cost of living can make it feel like you're losing more than you are gaining, especially when the quality of the services like healthcare is called into question. And this brings us to the social challenges that some of the two speakers are talking about. And that the idea of moving for a better life is often about more than just money. It is about a sense of community and well-being. But as the speaker noted, Canada can be a very lonely place. It is not always easy to make friends, and there is a perceived lack of camaraderie, and that many people are used to, like in their home countries like Jamaica. This feeling of isolation is compounded by the mental health struggles many immigrants that they face, and the harsh 6 months long winters can lead to seasonal depression, and combined with the lack of strong support system, it can make Canada feel very, very depressing. And the difficulty of the dating scene, described as pool is empty, for instance in Toronto, only adds to the feeling of loneliness and sadness. And what about that famous Canadian healthcare system? Right, the one we all hear is free, and as the speakers explained, when it is funded by the taxes, yes, the reality is a system under severe strain. We're talking about waiting hours and hours to see a doctor at a hospital, with wait times often stretching up to 8 hours, and there is a severe shortage of healthcare workers too, and it can take up to 6 or 7 months just to get a family doctor. And like in some other countries, there is no option to pay for a private doctor, so everyone must get the same public system regardless of their financial situation. And finally, the discussion touched on immigration policy. The speaker has mentioned that it's becoming harder for temporary residents to obtain permanent status, leading to many to return home in Jamaica. These policy changes, combined with the rising cost of living, have made it difficult for people to justify staying. The promise of a better life seems to be fading for many, and the financial and emotional toll is simply becoming too much to bear. And what we've seen today is a powerful and honest look at a side of Canada that is always not talked about. While it remains a very beautiful country with many opportunities, it is not without its significant challenges, especially for those who are new to it, like people from the Caribbean nations, Africa, and the industry there. But it's clear that it comes with a lot of cold doors reality. So guys, for my brothers and sisters who are in the Caribbean, for you who are in Africa or in Asia, you guys want to go to Canada, this is the stark reality that is happening back in that beautiful white north country, or North America. So from the video, what have you learned? Do you think it's worth it to leave your country to go and suffer in a place like Canada, where yes, they say it is a first world country, but they are they don't have these strong systems to combat the problem of housing, the problem of healthcare system, the cost of living, like everything is in shambles. So if you want to leave Africa, where you have your ancestral home, or you want to leave Jamaica, where you own something, or you want to leave Haiti, you just want to leave your third world country to go to Canada, just know that whatever I've talked about is going to affect you dearly. So guys, what do you think about this? Or do you have an experience of maybe living in Canada, or maybe in a first world country, and the cost of living, the healthcare system, like it was not giving and you had to go back to your country? Tell me what you think, or your experiences down in the comments below, and do not forget to like this video, share it with your friends. Those who think might need this, kindly share it with them. And remember guys, kindly subscribe so that we can become a family, we can become a community. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video.